We all like to think that when we do something good, it's coming from a place of pure kindness. But what if I told you the real reason we help other people is to help ourselves? It sounds kind of cynical, I know, but it's actually a really powerful psychological theory. So today, we're going to dive into the surprisingly selfish reason we do good deeds. Just think about it for a second. The last time you helped someone out, maybe you gave a friend some advice, donated a few bucks to a charity, or helped a stranger pick up something they dropped. Why did you really do it? If you're being totally honest with yourself. Now, the obvious answer is, well, to help them, of course. But what if decades of psychological research point to something else entirely? A much more self-focused motivation. What if the main reason we lend a hand is to make ourselves feel better? So here's our roadmap for this explainer. First, we'll look at that basic impulse to help. Then we'll talk about the classic idea of altruism before getting into a huge psychological twist. We'll break down how it works, check out the research, and finally, rethink what our good deeds actually mean. You know that feeling? You see someone in trouble, and there's this immediate, almost physical pull to do something. It feels like a totally universal human instinct, right? But where does that feeling actually come from? For centuries, the go-to answer has always been altruism. It's this idea that we help just for the sake of helping, with zero thought for ourselves. It's kind of held up as the gold standard of human kindness. And yeah, this definition really nails that ideal. The key words here are disinterested and selfless. The idea is, when we help, we're not looking for a reward, we're not trying to get anything out of it. It's supposed to be all about the other person. But is that the whole story? Okay, so this is where psychology comes in and throws this fascinating curveball. Researchers started noticing this weird pattern. How willing we are to help someone often seems tied to our own mood. This led to a theory that, you know what? Maybe our motivation isn't so selfless after all. Maybe it's all about managing our own feelings. It's called the negative state relief model. I know, it's a bit of a mouthful, but the core idea is actually super simple. Seeing someone else in distress makes us feel bad. We feel sad or guilty or just kind of uncomfortable. And that bad feeling makes us want to do something, anything, to feel better. And it turns out helping someone is a fantastic way to solve, well, our own problem. So how does this actually work in the moment? Let's break down the psychological chain reaction. It's a really simple but powerful process. Okay, so it all starts with step one. You see a problem, someone drops all their groceries on the sidewalk, and it instantly triggers a negative feeling in you. You get that little pang of sympathy or discomfort. That leads to step two. That bad feeling creates a motive, not a mean or malicious one, just a very human one to get rid of your own distress. Which brings us to step three. You realize that helping that person is a super effective way to swap that bad feeling for a good one. So you help, you feel better, and boom, mission accomplished. Here's a great way to think about it. Your bad mood is the headache, and the act of helping is the aspirin. The other person getting their groceries picked up, that's a fantastic side effect, but the main goal, according to this model, was to cure your own emotional ache. Now, I know this all might sound a little cynical, but this isn't just some random theory. It's actually backed by some very clever experiments. Psychologists have designed all these studies to test this one question. Does making people feel bad actually make them more helpful? And the results are, well, they're consistently clear. In a typical study, they'll put one group of people in a sad mood, maybe by having them think about something upsetting, and keep another group totally neutral. Then they give both groups a chance to help someone. And as you can see right here on the chart, the bar for the sad mood group is way higher. They are much, much more likely to offer help. So the whole point is this. The act of helping is an incredible mood booster. It gives us that warm glow, that feeling of satisfaction that just wipes out negative feelings like sadness or guilt. We do good because, quite simply, it makes us feel good. So, what are we supposed to do with this information? Does it mean every good deed is secretly selfish? Does it kind of cheapen the whole act of kindness? Well, not necessarily. It just adds a really fascinating layer of complexity to who we are. So what's the big takeaway here? Well, it shows that our motivations are rarely simple. It also shows that helping is an incredibly powerful tool for our own emotional well-being. And this part is key. A selfish motive can still lead to a totally selfless outcome. The person still gets helped. This model doesn't necessarily disprove pure altruism, it just shows there's another powerful engine for good in the world. And that really brings us to the final question to chew on. If a person in need gets help, and the person who helped them feels better as a result, does it really matter what started the whole thing? If the end result is a better world with a little more kindness in it, maybe the why isn't as important as we think. What do you think?